This is the starting point of Aurobindo's integral yoga. What Gita shows as the final approach towards life. Nashto moha smrutir labdhva tat prasadat mayachyuta sthitosmi gata sandeha karishye vachanam tava. This must be the integral approach towards life for every human being. This is what Aurobindo meant by his integral yoga. It is not that after reaching that state you will say, I will do your work. But it is here and now, at this present moment, when you have to say, Lord, thy will be done. In every little thing, in every positive and negative aspects, in every success and failure, always remember that it is the truth consciousness, the supermind, which is guiding us. And this divine protection, even in the Pondicherry days, we can find in the life of Aurobindo. When a particular rowdy was given a charge to drive Aurobindo away from Pondicherry, we find that he himself has to run away from Pondicherry. Aurobindo even did not know that such an approach was being made. And then we find another instant when a police detective wanted to incriminate Aurobindo by creating a false evidence. Even that failed when before the magistrate come, the housemaid discovered the tin box in which the false evidence was kept, and it was taken to the magistrate. And magistrate understood the scheme of the devils, but he just came to Aurobindo and wondered about his simplicity and his knowledge of Greek and Latin. This type of help, this type of divine intervention we can find in our daily life when we surrender ourselves to the integral yoga, to the supermind. Anyadha sharanam nasti, tvameva sharanam mama must be our motto. We should always remember that ananyas chintayanto mam ye janaha paripasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogatshemam vahamyaham is the promise of the supermind. And this particular promise should be our guiding light, should be our motto. And Aurobindo says that for the practitioner of integral yoga, there can be no hard and fast rules. His inner voice, his divine inspirer, his guru, the inner guru must guide you. But before that can happen, we have to train ourselves in the Ashtanga Yoga of Patanjali. You just can't say that supermind will guide me. You should allow the supermind to guide you, and to guide, to be driven by supermind. The most important thing is that your nature must change. Your approach towards life must change. Your mental complexities must be broken down, and one should be so pliable that the supramental force which comes down to you can come to the physical level without any inhibition. Are we sure? When we say that we don't have any mental cobwebs, any emotional obstructions or physical handicaps which obstructs the flow of the super mind. For this you have to do a tremendous sadhana. And for this sadhana, the most important thing is you have to understand the rules and regulations of Patanjali Yoga Sutra and reach the various levels of samadhi before you can practice the integral yoga. This practice of integral yoga is not confined to Aurobindo alone. We find it in the life of Albert Einstein, where he could develop the latent powers of matter. If you can understand, it is the truth consciousness coming out of matter, the radioactivity. Unfortunately, Albert Einstein also couldn't finish his unified field theory. Similarly, we find this approach towards complete surrender to the supermind in Sri Ramana Maharshi, in his lifestyle, where he just wanted people to be still and know themselves. Knowing themselves means their physical, emotional, and mental approaches towards life must be still. I am giving these examples only to show that by the specific sadhana of Aurobindo, the entire world was affected. One more interesting thing which I want to share with you is how Aurobindo guided the world alone through the 2 wars. The yogic siddhis, the powers of the overmind and the intuitive mind can be utilized to control the destiny of nations. But before you can reach that state, you have to cross the intuitive levels of mind. This is one of the foremost examples in life where we find that in nature also, in the 2 world wars, the higher and illumined mind played their role in the different leaders at that time. The most important thing which I want to share with you all is the writing of Savitri by Sri Aurobindo. And before that, the writing of his 2 great books, The Synthesis of Yoga and The Life Divine. All these books were written simultaneously as a serial novel and not as a philosophical great theories and principles. Can you understand the beauty of this statement? The Synthesis of Yoga was serialized first, along with Life Divine, along with Secrets of Veda, along with his approach towards Gita, as a serialized 64-page magazine called Arya. It was written at that time first with the help of mother and her husband, and later we find that Aurobindo himself has to completely write all the 64 pages with different articles. This marathon feat, he said, he never used his mind. He said that mind was only the receiving agent. He said he never thought. The words automatically flowed. He has just to correct here and there a small grammatical or spelling mistakes. But when we come to Savitri, something happened. First of all, when he read the story of Savitri and Satyavan in Mahabharata,